And yeah, so as you can see, 3 of them have actually pipped out. These eggs are pretty much completely decimated. There's not a lot in there other than baby, so that's a good sign. And yeah, they pipped a day early, which is good. So it just shows that my incubator is pretty much bang on. So I've got a few finishing touches to do to my incubator just to make it look nice, basically. But other than that, the incubator is up and swinging, and I'm really happy with it. Can't really see a lot in there, to be fair. I think this one, as you can see, has got a little bit of egg yolk left there. It's tiny though. It's like, again, the eggshell is really thin. So I open that up. You see on the top there, there's no veins whatsoever on the top. See a little bit of yolk in there, but that's fine. That will soon be absorbed. Again, looking at that, I'd say that probably is a mahogany. Just looking at the pattern on the side there, can't quite see a leucistic, just because I can see pattern. Now, being my first albinos, I don't really know what I'm looking at, but it does look very pale, which makes me believe, there's some pattern on the side, it makes me believe that is a albino Mojave, which is, at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. If I do hatch an albino Mojave and it's male, I will probably hold that back to breed back to the mum, just so it just improves my chances even more of trying to hit a cherry bomb. But oh my god, I'm so, again, I don't know, I don't think that's Mojave. I think that could, well, it could just be, I do have Mojaves to compare them to. It could be a leopard Mojave again, maybe. Or maybe this is the leopard Mojave and this is the straight Mojave. As you can see, there is like a difference. This one's a lot more darker, whereas this one's got a more chocolatey brown colour. So, oh no. Alright, we're down to the last egg. Oh, come on, please. So I'm going to be doing this video as a voiceover just because I want to try and keep it short, and I didn't really get a lot of decent footage when I was recording this, so rather than just bore you with the stuff I've got, I'd rather just make a nice short video that you can see. So I'm going to do 2 clutches in this video just so you can see the 2, and I'll probably try and get the update onto the end of this video as well, just so you can see what's actually coming out of the eggs. So the first clutch I'm going to be cutting is a clown clutch. So it was a visual clown female, and I bred my mahogany male turks. I'm going to try and make some mahogany clowns, and I also put a butter blitz in the mix. I didn't see the mahogany lock at all. I was hoping that maybe the butter blitz would get in there so I could make a male blitz as het the clown, and unfortunately it was actually the mahogany that got the clutch, basically. Now, I didn't do too well on this clutch. Unfortunately, out of the 6 eggs, only 4 eggs actually made it. So first up in this egg, we have what I believe to be a normal. Now, I'm not 100% when it comes to mahogany, but trying to ID them in the egg, it wasn't ideal. I kind of know what to look for, but again, I kind of doubted myself a little bit. So I originally thought this was a mahogany, but comparing it to this one, you can see the head stamp's completely different, the eye stripe's narrower, the colours are just completely different. So I do believe that first one was just a normal, but it is going to be 100% het for clown. Now this one is what I believe to be a mahogany. Now this clutch wasn't great. You can see the head of this animal, it's a weird shape. It's a little bit short, it's a little bit stumpy compared to normal snake hatchlings like this one. The head came out absolutely perfect, and you'll see further in the video why. Now this next one, this is the 3rd animal. I had 6 eggs in total. Again, beginning I was thinking this was a mahogany, but the head stamp and the eye stripes just didn't look quite right. And then once I jiggled the baby around a little bit, I don't want to stress him out too much, so I just move him around inside the egg rather than pulling him out, and I open up the egg a little bit more just because I know they are pretty much ready to come out anyway. Now, opening it up does help me see inside a little bit better, and then that's when I sort of reveal a bit more of the body and the side pattern, and that's when I believe that this one is also a normal. You can see there's nothing special happening on the sides. Now, this next one wasn't ideal. So 3 of the eggs had actually pipped, and there was a couple that hadn't pipped, even though the eggs were completely shriveled up. And it does always worry me. That's why I always cut my eggs, just because I am a little bit paranoid that something could be happening. And as I opened this up, I could see that there was a huge amount of the yolk left, which doesn't always fill me with confidence. And after having a little bit of a closer look, opening the egg up a little better, like you can see here, sort of trying to get some movement out of the baby wasn't moving. And after moving a bit more around in the egg, I could see the baby had actually perished in the egg, and it was severely kinked. Now, leading on to the next egg, here you can see the calcification on the egg was very thin. So I could basically see through this egg throughout the whole of the incubation. And the whole time we're looking there, I couldn't tell 100% what it was. But it does turn out that this one was a mahogany. But again, there was a lot of kinking on this animal. I was trying to move it around, trying to get some reaction from it. But again, unfortunately, I don't know what had happened, but this guy just didn't make it. And knowing that this one was actually a visual mahogany, you can see that's just where my right thumb is, that's the head there. I could tell by the way the head was all brown and blushed out. And it was at this point I thought, oh God. And it wasn't good. I think it's something that every breeder sort of hates. I know it is all part of the hobby, it is nature, but yeah, things like this, they really put a downer on the hobby. So this one, again, didn't have a lot of calcification. I could see all the way through the egg throughout the whole of the incubation period. You can only really see them within the last sort of 10 to 15 days when they start hatching, just because there's so much fluid in there. You can't actually see anything until that fluid starts to get absorbed. Now, this one thankfully came out completely normal. There was no issues, no kinks. The head was a normal shape, but unfortunately for me, it was just a normal, which isn't ideal. Now, moving on to clutch number 2. This was a leopard Mojave, and it was bred to a albino Mojave. Now, leopard Mojave is one I produced years ago. It's 100% for albino. And it's been something this is the second time I've tried to hit these snakes. So first up, I've got just a straight Mojave, 100% het for albino. Obviously, they're all going to be 100% het for albino. Now, the whole idea of this clutch was to try and hit a cherry bomb, which is a super Mojave albino. So it'll be a pure white snake with red eyes. Now, I don't know why I want one. I probably wouldn't use it for any future projects, but I want one just to say that I've got one in my collection. Now, opening the second egg, I got a little bit excited. I thought I'd hit something, but it turns out that this is just a Mojave albino. Now, I really hoped that this was going to be a male to put back to the female for next season. But you'll see as this video goes on, my luck just was not there. Especially trying this for a second time, it's just a painful process at this point. So, moving on to the third egg. And opening this egg, I thought I'd done it. Opening it up, I couldn't see any colour whatsoever. And as soon as I opened the egg a little bit more, I could see it was a pure white snake. Now, as is with most things when you do these, you don't really know what it is until they come out properly. And no matter how much I tried to jiggle the snake around without causing too much movement, I just could not see the head. And it was killing me knowing I had a white snake, but I didn't have a clue whether it had red eyes or not. Now I'm going to wait till the end so you can see what it is. But yeah, at this point, I was super excited about the clutch. Now, moving on to the next egg, I was feeling super happy at this point, thinking I've hit one. There's definitely going to be a chance that I can hit another white snake with the potential of it having red eyes. And I opened it up and it ended up being a leopard Mojave, just like the dad. Now, it wasn't the end of the world. I knew that this was definitely leopard just because I'd hatched the dad before and I had something to compare that to from previous pictures that I had. But again, it wasn't the white snake with red eyes. Now here I'm just comparing the two. You can see the one on the left is the Mojave. The one on the right has the leopard. Now moving on to the next egg, I was thinking, come on, this is going to be the one. And as I was cutting the egg open, I could see there was no colour in the egg, which got me quite excited. But then when I opened it up, I could see it was an albino. Now, I weren't too sure if there was leopard in the mix. This is the first time I've actually hatched visual albinos. So it was quite exciting just in general, really, just to hatch these for the first time. But you can see here, I'm trying to get it in the light. I'm trying to position it a little bit better. And I could tell once I got it in this position, there was no leopard there. So this is how all the babies turned out. Now I've got another clutch put in here as well. This is the mahogany clutch from the start of the video, and I just put them all in the same box just because there was no worries of me actually mixing them up, and they are only a day apart for cutting. So I just chucked them all in one box just because it just takes up less room in the incubator. But you can see here now that all the other eggs had come out, all the other snakes come out of the eggs. The mahoganies aren't actually mahoganies. I think I only hit one mahogany out of all of them eggs, which was a shame. And the two that didn't make it were the other two mahoganies, which would have balanced the odds, basically. But yeah, the white one came out, and you can see it's still hiding its head. But in this video, now that it's all shed, you can have a closer look, and you can see it does have blue eyes. And unfortunately, this is a female. This is just a straight Mojave, 100% het for albino. This one is also female. Now moving on to this one, this is the leopard Mojave, just like the dad, and he is also a male, unfortunately, which is annoying. Now this is the albino that I thought could possibly have leopard. Looking at it here, once it's shed, I don't think it has got leopard. It's the alien heads are still there. I believe the colour would be a lot darker, and the pattern would be a lot busier. And then coming on to the one that I was really hopeful for is this albino Mojave. I really wanted this to be a male. Unfortunately, it was female. So out of the two clutches, I don't think I managed to hit anything, which is a shame. And it means I've got to redo the pairings next year. But that's the end of this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.